the work-life balance is increasingly important, not just to a company, but to its employees, to keep that talent that makes your company possible. So you have to consider different versions of that. That might be hybrid work, it might be remote work, or it might be a 4-day work week. There are markets in Northern Europe and also places like the UK where it seems to be proving out. That said, at the same time, it's a challenge with remote work. And if you're losing a day, arguably 20% of the productive times of your employees, can you as an entrepreneur, as a boss, as someone who's managing payroll, can you live with that? And can you sort of stress test it long enough to see whether it actually serves the business or hurts the business? We're still 5 days a week at my company, WeFirst, but we actually, work remotely, and then we come in once every 2 weeks to see each other. So I think it's a case by case, but I think it's something everyone should consider.
Yeah, it sounds like if it's a lot more balanced to begin with, then that's going to make it far less urgent in terms of moving to a 4-day work week.
I think so. I think the point of departure for entrepreneurs, and I used to be a corporate guy for a long time. We were lucky to have a job. You go to work, you work your butt off, you hope you didn't get fired, you go home, you get your paycheck, hallelujah, you go and have a beer on a Friday afternoon. But now the center of gravity has moved to the employee, not just because it was out of balance, but because after COVID, I think so many people were weary and frightened and anxious about the future. And suddenly the responsibility, which should have always been there, was thrust onto us as business owners to say, hey, how are you taking care of your people in these conditions? And the interesting thing about that is COVID has subsided to some degree, but then we've had all these other shockwaves, global supply chain issues, the war in Ukraine. It seems like the hits keep coming. And I think that's going to be true of the future forevermore moving forward because of climate, because of so many issues, in which case you have to consider a 4-day work week or that work-life balance just to make sure the health and well-being of your employees is in place.